my Patreon, you have seen this pin before. Also, I'm wearing Donald Duck nails. They're yellow nails, and I use Donald Duck stickers that my sister gave me for Christmas. Anyway, this is a Disney's Keys to the Kingdom tour pin. They tell you on the tour that, like, don't sell these on eBay, which I'm sure somebody did anyway, but this pin cannot be, like, outright purchased. The only way to get this pin is to go on the Keys to the Kingdom tour, which is it's actually a good sound. Me wondering if I'm scratching off the, it is a tour of the Magic Kingdom. I want to say it's a 3-hour tour. It's a minute. You gotta dedicate some time to it. But at the end, you get this pin, and the only way to get it is to have completed the tour. In short, I talk about it more in depth on my Patreon, but I liked the tour. If I hadn't already been a cast member and been in the Utilidors and Magic Kingdom, then I think, don't get me wrong, going under in the tunnels under the park is sickening no matter what, but I think that that's not the right word, shock value, but you know what I'm saying, of doing that would have been exponentially greater if I had never been a cast member and was just a guest. That being said, as a former cast member, it was still cool, so that is the number 10 rarest Disney item in my house. At the number 9 spot on my list of rare Disney items in my house, I would love to have my husband talk about these, but he's at work. I have 2 of his Run Disney medals. Now, my husband is very into running. He likes to run the Disney marathons. This is the Disney Castaway K, or Castaway Key, however you want to say it. 5K. I know there is a right way, but I just can't remember how to say it right now. I think it's Castaway Key, even though it looks like K. So it's a rubber medal. It's not as super fancy, because this is one that you can get only if you run the 5K, I don't want to say course, I think trail is the more appropriate word, on Disney's private island, Castaway Key. I guess maybe that nap wasn't so magical after all. Okay. But he did. My husband went on a Disney cruise. That's the only way. This is the Disney Cruise Line logo. My husband had gone on a Disney cruise. And it says, I run on my vacay. So, this is rare because you gotta get on a Disney cruise. The Disney cruise has to be going to Castaway Key, and while you're there for the short amount of time, you have to run the 5K and, like, proclaim it to the Disney staff there. So that is rare. I don't know, you decide which one is more rare. I also pulled this other medal of his. This one is legit. Too legit to quit. Okay, it's heavy. It's metal. And this is the Disney Coast to Coast Race Challenge medal, which he completed this year. So all you Run Disney fans, please don't come for me if I get this wrong, but I believe you have to run the largest course that Disneyland offers as a half marathon, and in Disney World you have to run, I believe it's either the half or the full, and you have to do it in the same year. You have to run a marathon in Disneyland, and you have in California, and you have to run one in Disney World in Florida. Obviously, since my husband and I live in Florida, that was the easier one to get to. But it was the California one, and he did them, I want to say, like 2 weeks apart. It was not very far apart at all. He ran to the Disneyland, half marathon here, and then flew out to California and ran the half marathon there, which is crazy. So here you have Mickey, and which is, let me see, I'm guessing this one. See, that looks more like the Disneyland Sleeping Beauty Castle. And then down here you have Mickey. And this looks like Cinderella Castle because it's taller, but it is misleading because Florida is Cinderella Castle. And I don't know. But on the back, it has the partner statue, the Disneyland D, and the Disney World D. It's sick. It's really, really sick. And it says Disneyland Resort and Walt Disney World Resort 2024 on it. It's actually pretty heavy. So those are my number 9 rarest Disney items. Okay, are you ready? The number 8 rarest item. In my household belongs to yours truly. So here in Disney World in Orlando, there is a resort, you may have heard me talk about it before, called Fort Wilderness. There's Wilderness Lodge, but I'm talking about Fort Wilderness Resort right next door. At Fort Wilderness, there is, where is it? Yes, there is a place, a building called Pioneer Hall, which is where the Hoop-Dee-Doo musical review takes place. It is a dinner show. They run like 3 a night, most nights a week. And it's exactly what it looks like. We got Pioneer Mickey, we have some cowboys, we have like some Davy Crockett raccoon caps. In that show, that musical dinner, they pick people out of the audience to come on stage and perform in one segment. I have been to the Hoop-Dee-Doo musical review 3 times, and all 3 times I have been picked to be the can girl. So when you are one of the Pioneer Hall players, as they call them, at the end of your section, they give you a certificate that you can only get if you've been chosen to be in the show. But here you go. Nicole. So it says Pioneer Hall Players Award for Bravery and Above and Beyond the Call of Duty for your assistance and help in making our pageant the biggest show ever since last night. We hereby declare you signed and agreed upon at Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground. Honorary member of the Pioneer Hall Players with all of the rights and privileges thereof, namely none. And I'll put in, if I can, some pictures or videos. So the first time I got picked, I was totally picked at random. And we went back, I want to say, maybe like a year later, 6 months to a year later, and the same actor picked me for the Can Girl again. I don't know this guy, like, this I bought offline. I'm almost certain the website doesn't exist anymore. I can't tell you what it was off the top of my head. And there's a story to this, but this is a shower curtain. A shower curtain from the Beach Club Resort back in the day. Back in the day. No, I did not take it. You can see, I mean, I'm not going to unfold it because it's obviously huge, but you can see the rivets. I've used this as a background. Actually, I think it was my Summertime Essentials video. So you've definitely seen it before. But yeah, I'll explain more what, okay. So Disney, I know I'm so sorry for those of you who have heard this a million times, but for those of you who are new or haven't heard, Disney has a store that's private to cast members and their family, slash invited guests. And it's called Cast Connection. It's technically called Cast Connection and Property Control, but in short, we'll call it Cast Connection. And at Cast Connection, they have a lot of stuff that's at steep discounts for cast members. Stuff that's retired from being sold at the parks, maybe something that's out of season, or if they have an overstock of something, they'll put a portion of it in Cast Connection and sell it at a discount. Oh god, I guess that nap didn't cut it. And they'll sell it to cast members at a steeper discount. They'll also sell things that aren't good show, as in slightly damaged things. I bought a shirt, my husband bought a shirt recently, a Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway shirt, and it was in Mickey's Treasures, which is a section of Cast Connection, but the seam was a little faded on the shoulder, and the seam was just slightly bunched. So the point of me telling you this is seeing a shower curtain from a resort would be something that you would absolutely find for sale to cast members at Cast Connection. But like I said, I remember finding this online. It might have been eBay or something like that, which I have to assume, I'm not 100% positive, this was way back before we even lived here. My husband and I obviously were not cast members. I don't even think I had been to Cast Connection as a guest at this point. But I would have to assume that the person that was selling this was doing a big no-no. You are forbidden to buy stuff there and sell it at a profit. If you get caught doing that, you can get fired. So obviously I would not support someone who was doing that knowingly. I'm not saying that they were, I just can't see how they weren't. But anyway, this is a shower curtain from the Beach Club Resort in the Epcot Resort area. Alright, we are in the top five rarest and hardest to attain Disney items that are in my house. Now, number 5, truthfully, it's actually 2 separate things that fall in the same category, much like the Run Disney medals, but they also happen to belong to my husband. As a cast member, you can register for Backstage cast member only tours of attractions. Now I did not get to do any of these. No, I did not get to participate in any of these tours when I was an active cast member, but my husband has one for Guardians of the Galaxy. I know he did one of Dinosaur, the ride-in Animal Kingdom. There was something else, and I was like, oh, I don't really. Oh, he has one, or did one for Star Tours. Like, he's been going on a lot of them lately. The other one that I am like wickedly envious of. You guys, this is the sickest. He got to go on a Backstage cast member only tour of Tower of Terror. And this is what they give out, is this postcard, the Hollywood Tower Hotel. Guys, and it's made to look like a vintage postcard. It says, "To our valued guests, thank you so very much for joining us in celebration of the rich heritage of the Hollywood Tower Hotel. We hope the skill, artistry, and dedication of our hotel staff will be carried with you in your travels as you make magic." I'm gonna cry. "For all of our guests. Sincerely, the hotel staff." And then on the bottom, there's a quote from Walt Disney, and it says, "Whatever we accomplish belongs to our entire group, a tribute to our combined effort." Now, I personally have never ridden this attraction. The day that I was supposed to, I came down with a little bit of, I was gonna say something a lot less ladylike. I came down with a little bit of a stomach situation. So I did not go on this gravity-defying ride. But my husband did tell me that the two, like, towers, am I pointing at that right? Yeah, the two towers in the front. Now, this do this. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. Like I said, when Disney does refurbishing of the rooms, remodeling, so to speak, they'll take existing stuff out that they're not using anymore and sell it to cast. And this is one of them. I think I have two of these, and then I have one larger one. My mom was there the day we bought this, and it was me, my mom, and my husband at Cast Connection. This had to have been, I want to say 2018. Yeah. 2018. I think my husband might have been a cast member then. I became a cast member first. Not by much, like 2 months, I think. But the joke is that this, I think, was $1. I swear to you. And then the larger size, I think, was $3. I think that's because they had so many of them to get rid of. They just wanted to, like, liquidate. But how smart is that of Disney? Instead of just, like, donating. I mean, I don't know who's gonna... They could, like, give the opportunity to cast members to buy these pieces instead, so they can, like, smart their business, continue to make money. But, like, do you know how much it means to me and my husband to have the curtains from Four Wilderness, like, have a tangible piece of our favorite resort? Like, sickening. So this edges out the curtains because although it meets the same, like, criteria and difficulty to attain, it's even more difficult because it was available now so long ago, which makes it more and more and more rare. I just realized that I have no idea how to ASMR on the next thing that I'm going to show you. But we'll figure it out by the next cut. Okay. The next thing, the number 2. Second most rare Disney item that's in my house, is this chair, which I'll put in a picture. This chair, along with not one but two other things, and 2 other chairs in my house, are from Chef Mickey's at the Contemporary Resort. So Chef Mickey's is a character dining location located on the main concourse. It's the 4th floor. 4th floor of the Contemporary Resort, which is like OG AF. And is this hat. You might recognize the iconic Mickey ears, but it says Magic Backstage. Magic Backstage. You cannot purchase this hat. This is the most rare. This is the most rare Disney item in my house, because in order to qualify to get it, you have to be an active Walt Disney World. I don't know if they have Magic Backstage in California. You have to be an active Disney cast member. You have to enter yourself into a Magic Backstage, which is a cast member only competition, and you have to win it and redeem it. That's a lot. So, my husband, I've never won a Magic Backstage, so Magic Backstage is actually, I don't know if they're considered a group, a segment, a department, but it's cast members who make Magic Backstage for other cast members. A lot of times they'll do like surprise pop-up events. They have these big Magic Backstage vans. And I remember one time when I worked at Disney Springs, Magic Backstage came by, and we were allowed to go out there really quick, backstage, and on the side of the van, they had these magnets with Tinkerbell on them, and you pulled a magnet off the van at random, and then whatever color sticker was on the inside, that corresponded with a particular prize. So everybody was going to win something, and I won 50th anniversary ears. It was either ears or a hat. But I traded with a coworker of mine because I had heard that her kid really wanted those ears and she was hoping to win them. And so I was like, you can just have them. Like, I don't wear ears. And so she gave me she won a little plushy 50th anniversary Goofy. She gave it to me. I was like, no, you keep both. She's like, no, you gotta take it. So, but Magic Backstage, so technically I've won something from them, but Magic Backstage also hosts contests. They'll do themed staycations. They host contests where you can win to spend the night in the Cinderella Castle suite. I would die. That's a knife to the heart. That's literally one of my life goals, babe, is to be in the castle. Remember, I'm still manifesting. I'm going to go to the Cinderella suite, and Julie Andrews is going to be there for a meet and greet. Okay. But back in 2019, before the world ended, my husband entered to win something called the Frozen 2 Staycation. And he won. I think he was like, out of they said, 4,000 entries, he was one of a handful of people who won. So the Frozen 2 Staycation was originally supposed to be 3 days, 2 nights at the beach club, but they asked us if they could move us to the yacht club, and we said, yeah, that's fine. So it was a 3-day, 2-night, free stay. They gave us dining vouchers, so we didn't have to pay to eat wherever we went. We got to go to the AMC in Disney Springs to see a private cast member only exclusive showing of Frozen 2, because it had just come out. My husband got a swag bag. He calls it his flex bag, because he feels like he's flexing on everyone when he wears it. But that's his work backpack, so I don't have it here. But he got a backpack on it that says Magic Backstage, and in it were these ears, and for Disney vacation.